Welcome back to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba, your host.
And I'm Irvin Price, your co-host.
All right, we've got Seth Schwartz, owner, managing director, Capital West Advisors, capitalwestadvisors.com on the show with us. Seth, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Good. All right, Seth, let me back up a minute. You give us a background on you, what Capital West Advisors does, because you're not a one-trick pony here. You got a lot of things you do.
Sure. We were founded in 2006. We develop business plans. We help companies raise capital. We perform advisory services. And basically, we're currently a leading business planning company. We work with a wide array of industries, from startup to late stage, but primarily with startup to growth stage companies from a business planning perspective, as well as a capital introduction perspective, and at times a strategic consulting perspective. The majority of our clients fall into the startup to early stage sector from a maturity perspective. However, we do also work with a fair amount of, probably on the smaller side, but, close to the medium sized business as well. So, our companies range up to, maybe around 15 to 20 million in revenue, but the majority of our clients would fall below the 5 million in revenue, basically. So we perform business planning, financial planning, capital introduction services in terms of submitting opportunities to venture capital firms and angel networks, as well as private investors, in an effort to help these companies raise capital. And business plan writing and financial planning is, something we would provide in tandem if the client doesn't already have their own business plan and financial plan. But if they do, then we can simply submit their existing plan.
I'll bet you see lots of great new ideas come across your desk, don't you?
Yeah. In fact, our newest client is a blockchain technology client. I had already been somewhat familiar with Bitcoin, but got the whole, background of the industry, about 45 minutes from, someone that's very involved with the industry. So just like it's always been, basically, there's always new technologies. And, part of being a small and medium-sized business consultant is learning about all these new technologies and, learning at a fairly fast pace relative to, people within the industry, the technology industry, and over time, getting to know a lot about each industry.
Seth, Merv is over here. We're just waving his hands at me. He's got to get into the conversation. Come on, Merv.
Yeah, thanks. Seth, when you get business plans brought to you. What are the biggest mistakes these people make that you have to correct in their business plan?
Well, for one, you want to have it be very well written from a, let's say, business communication perspective in terms of having, concise, active language. The plan in general should be concise, but it should also have enough detail. The current trend is to basically utilize what used to be considered pitch decks, basically an elongated version of pitch decks, which can at times be too simple. But then again, a business plan can be too complex as well in terms of being too long, whereas some PowerPoints can be too short. So the idea is that you want to be very detailed, yet concise, and not sacrifice content in terms of specific marketing strategies, specific growth strategies, detail regarding each of the competitors, detail regarding the target market analysis. You want to make sure that the plan consists of all of that not simply, what's the problem, what's the solution, what's the market size in terms of millions or billions. You want a little bit more detail than that. So I'd say that, maybe in terms of what's most mistakenly done is finding out that balance.
Let me jump into this other topic that I know everybody is really wondering. You're in an industry sector where you see the flow, the ebb and flow of what's going on in this business. What is the state right now of venture capital or private equity industry? Is it plateauing? Is it booming? What's it doing?
It's actually building, and it's extremely impressive the amount that it's grown in terms of, let's just say mathematically, at looking what's been happening historically in terms of the last 5 years. I'd say around 2012 was a low, and at that point throughout the entire year, approximately $27 billion was invested throughout the entire year. And as of quarter two of 2017, nearly in the quarter two of 2017, the amount was $21 billion, which means that it's on so that means it's on pace to surpass the 2016 mark of $71 billion. So it's grown from 27 to 71. So just like the stock market, more or less, completely collapsed, and then it's, gone to more than recover, but, grow beyond that. The VC industry has followed a similar cycle. In fact, initially it was even more significant than the stock market, but then it did recover along with the stock market at a very fast rate. So it's still increasing, but not at that, extreme rate as of 2013 to 2015 or so.
Do you see any changes with the geopolitical landscape that we're moving? The taxes that we're going to be seeing from our government. Do you see that increasing the velocity of money in this industry sector?
I don't know if that would drive more investment into the stock market or no.
Well, he's talking about reducing the cost, the taxes on businesses, and trying to repatriate money back into the United States. So there's going to be a lot of money flowing in this direction, and with the advent of easier advertising rules from the Jobs Act and things of that nature, I would think that private equity would see an influx, and we would see a lot more.
Oh, sure.
Angel.
Sure.
It would just boom. Is my
I was
thought.
thinking from an income tax perspective. I might have just not even have heard the question correctly, but sure. So businesses have to pay less taxes, then there should be more investment, of course.
And these funds are going to get bigger, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to become more aggressive because they either have to invest it, get it off the books, send it back, or pay taxes on it. It's going to have to move. The end of the year it's almost like the oil business. You move it or lose it. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
That's what I was also thinking. All right, I want to talk to you more and more about this, and I also want to have some conversations with you off the air because I think you're a wealth of information on multiple fronts. But Seth, we've got to close our segment for now because we only have so much time. What is the best contact information for you? You can give our audience so that we can let people know who you are, what you do, and how you could help them.
You can visit our website at capitalwestadvisors.com, and you can contact us via telephone at 888-300-3090.
Seth, thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule.
I appreciate being on the show.
My pleasure. Seth Schwartz, owner, managing director, Capital West Advisors, capitalwestadvisors.com. You've been listening to CEO Money with Michael Yorba
and Mervyn Price.
We'll be right back. On the other side of this break, we're going to come back with Cliff Sassamon. Thank you so much for helping me out with that, Mervyn.
That's okay. I speak English.
Honor, courage, and commitment. These guys are going to help some people real quick. We'll be right back.